parents. My name is Jen Cassidy. I'm one of the ministry team leaders for the children's ministry at Cross Tower Church of Christ in West Jordan. Before the virus, we'd hoped to begin a summer children's worship curriculum that my family used in our homeschool over the past year. Due to circumstances totally out of our control, it looks like we'll need to get out of our comfort zone a little and go virtual. Yikes. Please bear with us as we figure out how to make this happen. In fact, please pray for us as well. Our goal is to send out a video each week that you should be able to view at your convenience. That will be like having children's worship in your own home. Keep in mind, these videos will be aimed at our children's worship crowd who are between the ages of 4 and 7 years old, which is why we decided to go ahead and use some puppets, but older kids will get something out of it as well. The concepts are ageless, and you'll notice our kids, who are almost teens, loved it and got it on a whole other level. Okay, so what is it, you ask? It is a character building curriculum that explains in super kid-friendly words how we should act in certain situations, and biblically why it matters how we act. I wanted to take a minute and explain the curriculum because it's an incredible tool for you as parents. Yes, parents, this first video is more for you because the more involved you are with your kids as they learn these concepts, the more lasting and genuine the effects will be. It'll create a language you can use with your children to talk about their behavior in a fun, unique way. Okay, let's get to it. The curriculum is called Cat and Dog Theology. It was created by Bob and Debbie Sjogren from unveilingglory.com. They've graciously given us permission to use these concepts that they've created. So if you would like to thank them, please purchase one of their books, which I'll link to later on as we go along. So what is cat and dog theology? If you own or have had any interaction with cats and dogs, you will laugh when I start explaining how this works. Have you ever noticed that a dog's attitude towards its owner is more devoted, obedient, loving, attentive, etc.? And although it's not always the case, but generally speaking, cats pretty much get teased for being the owners of their humans. Please understand me when I say that there is absolutely nothing wrong with cats. That is not what we're saying here. This is just a teaching method that uses their hilarious God-created mannerisms to teach a concept in a way that children can understand and enjoy, especially if they have pets themselves. So I'm going to narrow it down to two distinct differences. A dog says, you pet me, you feed me, you shelter me, you love me, you must be God. A cat, on the other hand, says, you pet me, you feed me, you shelter me, you love me, I must be God. So while a dog lives to please and serve his master, a cat thinks the master's there to please and serve him. If you have cats and dogs, you might talk about this with your kids. What does your dog do when you come home from a trip to greet you? What about your cat? What about when you give a command? Who's more likely to obey? We own a huge, cuddly, part St. Bernard, part hunting dog. Huge, but she is the sweetest thing. We only got her last year in July, so we haven't had her quite a whole year. My kids and I were just remembering that a year ago, this time, all we had was a neighborhood cat who occasionally graced us with his presence when it suited him. The girls loved him to death, but when he'd had enough affection, he'd just saunter out of the yard without a backward glance. And our dog Daisy, on the other hand, she just is happy to be in our presence. She sits at our feet, ready to defend us with her life. These different attitudes are really funny when we're talking about our pets, but Of course, when we're talking about ourselves, it isn't as funny, but we can have some wonderful conversations with our kids about the right kinds of attitudes we should be having in specific situations. I talked earlier about a language we can start to use now with our kids. For example, I can simply ask one of my girls if they're acting like a cat or a dog, and immediately they are looking within themselves, correcting their own behavior, and usually they can even laugh at themselves a little for getting caught in a catitude. I utilize a resource as a mom, personally, called Wise Words for Moms. And if you aren't already familiar with it, I can put a link to it in, again, an email or however I'm getting out information later. But it's just a fabulous method for speaking to misbehaving children in a calm and loving way. And it involves asking a question called a heart probe. So allowing them to be the one to realize what they're doing before any accusations start to fly. So, for example, our heart probe might just be, is that what a dog would have said? And as these guys can attest, it works amazing. It's just a quick little probe of their little heart probe. It works, huh?
Yeah.
And then I want to introduce one more kid-friendly phrase that we'll use a lot in our videos. Do you know what it means to glorify God? And even if you do, chances are that your kids probably do not get that concept. It's a pretty deep, profound concept, but we will use the phrase living to make God famous. And actually, if you're like me, you might even find yourself thinking, oh, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna say this because I want to make God famous today. It's catchy, but it just really makes a huge, like I said, a huge, profound concept, really easy to talk about. Let's see. I think my girls wanted to kind of say what they liked about using the curriculum over the last year. Lissa, what do you like about it?
I love this curriculum because it really gave me a visual of what I sometimes act like. I love how true it is, not just for cats and dogs, but also for kids and even adults. I'm so excited to be sharing this awesome curriculum with other kids. My mom always says, are you acting like a dog or a cat? It always gives me a fun way to remember that my actions
What your actions are, right?
yeah, and so I can work on trying to fix it.
Yeah.
So
it works, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah. And then Ava, what's your favorite part?
My favorite part is this cartoon book. It is so fun, and it's got like a bunch of reasons, and one of them is about it's how cats and dogs view a sunset. Oh God, those colors are so beautiful. You must be having a blast painting that sky.
And that's what a dog would say, right?
Yeah, that's what a dog would say. And a cat said, wow, God, that's pretty. But what does it have to do with me?
Here, let's show them the example here. There they are. Okay. So that's your favorite part, huh? Was that cartoon book?
Yeah, it was so fun. There's so many reasons. It's just so funny and fun and fun.
Yeah. Well, fun, and fun. So there you have it.
Hi, I'm Samantha Dell, and I wanted you to hear from my kids what they thought of Cat Dog Theology this year. So, Sakura, what did you think of it?
I thought that it was pretty cool because it related to animals. And whenever I had a bad attitude, you would meow at me. And whenever I had a good attitude, you would bark at me, like I was a dog or a cat. And when I was a cat, I would have a catitude. And yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was kind of an inside joke, right?
Yeah.
You just would have fun with that. Colton, what did you think about it?
I like that there were actions I could relate to, and watching my animals made it even worse. It was watching my animals was hilarious. So
Because they would behave just like the characters.
Yeah,
for sure. As you can see, my kids really, really enjoyed learning about the different responses of cats and dogs and how that relates to our own behavior. The more active you are with with your kids, the more that they'll get out of it. So we really hope you enjoyed this program as much as we did, and that you spend a good amount of time with your kids learning it. Thanks.
Hey guys, my name is Hunter Gooden. I'm the summer intern for Crosstower, and we are so excited to be doing a children's ministry with you guys. We're going to be learning about dog and cat attitudes this summer. It's a super easy concept for your kids to understand, so yeah, we're super excited. I have some friends I would like for you guys to meet. Ready to have dog? And then we also have cat. And so this summer we're going to be learning about the experiences that they go through and the journey that they go through as well, and see how they handle different situations that mimic the same situations that we go through. But I have a problem. They don't have any names, and we would really like for you guys to send in your nominations and to the church email. And if your nomination is chosen, we will send you a prize just for our way of saying thanks.